Alright y'all, what's going on? This video is a little touching, a little personal. After watching a video by the amazing atheist, he was just tearing apart, ripping apart this one guy. The Dark Phantom of the night vision phantom.
Hello everyone, this is the Night Vision Phantom.
And the man has his views. So after watching the amazing atheist just tear apart, rip apart this guy, I'm like, well, let me see the Poor Souls video. I really don't know what to think of him. Now, this will be a response video to there is no such thing as stereotypes. Let's start with.
Anyways, I'd like to kind of go into more detail now about stereotypes, because I think people overplay the stereotypes more than they do the race card, rather, because from my personal experiences, I actually seem to notice that people who are opposed to being stereotyped actually do those stereotypical things. Like, I don't want to really give any examples because I don't want to single anybody out, but
stereotypes are turning into the new race card. People of different races, I'm gonna just say for black people, because I'm black, and I know black stereotypes more than any other ones. That people are overplaying this stereotype card. Now, I don't understand that at all. I have no clue on who would play a stereotype card. Like, out of all things, like, horrible stereotypes be people being late, black people, food stereotypes, black people are late, food stereotypes. They only like chicken, watermelon. They only dress a certain way, they only talk a certain way. Now, this is my style. I'm wearing this, I'm wearing the hat and the glasses. People say they look stupid. I think they look cool. Gloves. This is a straight white people thing. Then again, that's a stereotype. It's just generalizing certain habits within a certain race. And that's my definition of it. I don't know what other people think about. So, me, I personally get a little offended. Not a little offended, but it bugs me a little when people automatically go for you are a stereotype of something, or you need to be a stereotype of something, because I've been labeled white. Call me white because I listen to rock. I listen to a lot of rock, I listen to a lot of hip hop, I listen to a lot of everything. Anything and any band that you listen to, whether it be a rock band, a rap band, a country band. Well, I don't listen to much country, but if it's a J-pop band, if it's a jazz trio, if it's a little bit of gospel, I listen to everything. Hard rock, metal rock, whatever. And I oppose being a stereotype. Now, your fact, I'm talking directly to you now, Phantom. Your fact is that you say that people that don't want to be stereotyped are people living that stereotype. I am far from the stereotypical African American. Far, far from. Because the stereotypes that you think of for African Americans, and I know you do, are the things you see on BET. And that's what you go by. Like, all the hip-hop world and all that has to offer applies to every single African American. No one wants to be stereotyped, and when they deny a stereotype, I can guarantee that they are not living that stereotype. Another thing.
From what I notice, a stereotype kind of comes about when people start to notice a trend within a certain ethnic group or certain just culture in general, and it kind of stays that way. You know, it's like a trend basically. And
okay, stereotypes are things that, as a group, people do. It's just a group thing. It's just generalized. Like saying that everyone was wearing color green last night at that party. That's generalizing. A good amount of people were wearing it, but literally, am I saying that every single last person at the party was wearing green? No. So when a good cluster of African Americans, especially when stereotypes were set in, like when? The 70s, the 60s, the 50s, 40s? These stereotypes are so old and they're so outlandish that it's just driving people crazy that they're still existing today. I mean, you can't tell me that stereotypes don't exist, because they do, and that's a harsh reality of it, man. Come on.
And it's like, it becomes a culture, basically.
See, the thing with your video is that you were so afraid to want to say that a certain race. Dude, do your own race. Do someone else's race. If you think that there are stereotypes and you think that people are living by them, you think there's a culture, then you need to start stating that culture. Because I'm trying to figure out who it is, what they're doing, what stereotypes you believe are to be true and what are to be false, and why you think that they're not stereotypes. We need to know these facts before you come out and say that they don't exist. Because you're just saying, they don't exist. I can't really say which ones don't exist, but I know they don't. That's not how it goes. You gotta have something in stone. You gotta bring something to the table and tell us and prove to us. If that's your opinion, then state your opinion and hold solid to your opinion and describe why you feel about this opinion with facts.
A certain culture is actually out there trying to either eliminate God or silence God, basically. You do have people who try to force their culture onto other people. It's basically Islam, honestly. They're trying to force their religion onto other people. And
apparently Islam is now killing God and throwing him out of the equation, and now they're forcing their religious beliefs on us. Now, I'm one of Jehovah's Witnesses, and this has always been the light that I've seen. I've always thought that informing people about our religion is what we do. People usually don't know. That's why we go to them to inform them of our religion. We don't force anything on anyone. Yet we go door to door to tell people about our religion. I've never seen an Islamic person try and force anything on me. With all the religions, who tries to give the most information? I don't see regular Orthodox Christians going out and telling about their beliefs. I don't see regular Baptist Christians going out. I don't see any other religion, Jewish people. I don't see them going out and talking about their religion. It's a sad fact that Jehovah's Witnesses are the only one that really go out there and try and make our name known, and we come off as a little pushy, but then again, we only come off as pushy because we're the only ones that do it. So when you stick out like a sore thumb like that, people start to give you a bad reputation.
it's becoming a trend now. Like, honestly, when you think of the Middle Eastern people, you tend to think that they are either, you know, Hebrew or Jewish rather, or Islamic. You know, you can't help but think that way. And when you think of Africa, you can't help but think of black people. And when you think of South America, you can't help but think of Hispanic people. And when you think of, you know, Europeans, you think of white people. You know, it doesn't matter. You know, it's a way of thinking. It's how you perceive a culture. That's I don't know what the big deal about stereotypes is, really.
Yeah, I didn't get what you meant when you said when you think of Europe, you think of white people. When you think of Africa, you think of African people. When you think of the Middle East, you think Pakistani, Jewish. You think all these different things. But you know, when I think of Africa, I certainly don't think of Asian people. So when you think of South America, you think of the Colombians. You think of the other. That's what they are, man. When you think of Mexico, you think of Mexicans. You don't think of white people. If you're born in Mexico, you're a Mexican. If you're born in Africa, you're an African. What kind of point's that, dude? Really? Alright, real fast. The video died out by the time I downloaded it because something weird happened. So there were about 4 other points which didn't make sense to me. But to Dark Phantom's video. So hey, I'm waiting for you. I want to know what you have to say for yourself, you know.